Hi everyone, this is Dr. Veach, and what I want to do is to give an overview of the first 4 workshops. I'm going to start out by giving the intent of the workshop. Workshop 1 is to simply learn about professional research, how to find articles, read the articles, and understand what the research is stating about your chosen topic, and where to find gaps in the literature. With that information, you're going to conduct a search of the literature in OCLS, or our off-campus library services, and you're going to find a few articles that are on your chosen topic. For the first Dropbox, you're simply giving an overview of the literature. So you're choosing a topic in positive psychology or life coaching. Just choose a topic, find your articles, read them, and find out what the literature is saying, and then report back on the big picture. This will get you started in understanding how research is written and how to read it, because it is a difficult thing to read and very different from how you're used to reading and thinking and organizing information. This will get you started. Now, this assignment is relatively easy, so make sure that you complete this one. In Dropbox 4, the intent is simply to write about what you've discovered. Just to read research articles for no reason is really boring and pointless. So what we want to have you do is to say, wow, I didn't know this, and I learned this from reading these articles. So you're going to choose the articles, read them, and then write about 3 things that you didn't know before. You don't even have to use APA in-text citations for this one. In Workshop 2, we're going to dig a little bit deeper, and we're going to learn about different types of research methods. The first type is the correlational study. Now, correlation does not imply causation. This simply means that this type of study is looking at relationships between 2 things. One doesn't cause the other to happen. They merely act together in patterns. So when you create 6 slides, just discuss correlational design and how one does not cause the other to happen, but there are different patterns that you can find. Positive and negative correlations are 2 examples. So for this Dropbox, just create 6 slides wherein you share your knowledge of the correlational design. You need to state that it does not imply causation. One variable does not cause another to happen, and you can also discuss positive and negative correlations and those types of patterns. Just 6 slides on your knowledge of the correlational research design. Now for this Dropbox, you are going to be working on your proposal. Remember that your proposal, you're just going to be working on it in segments. So this segment, you're going to discuss the problem statement and your hypothesis. Like my hypothesis would be students will learn a great deal about research methods after taking this course. Now you might think the null hypothesis would be true, which would be students will not learn a great deal about research methods after taking this course. But I hope that the null hypothesis would be proven false, meaning that this course causes students to learn more about research methods. Now, when you're looking at research methods, you can simply choose between qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative are very difficult to conduct. They look at qualities, words, interactions, interviews, lengthy discussions. Words and phrases are coded later with numerical values. Quantitative, you just skip the talk and report the numbers. Subjects will choose a number right off the bat, like 1 equals yes, 2 equals no, and so on. Likert scales are like this, where you choose a number along a continuum of agree or disagree with a statement. So quantitative uses numbers. Qualitative is more of a quality of emotion, verbiage, words, interactions, and then coded later to run the statistics. Now for this assignment, we're just putting the 2 together, the correlational studies and the experimental design. So you're going to understand correlational studies. They simply look at the association or patterns. They don't look at causation. For example, some people say that eating peppermints is correlated with weight loss. The more peppermints you eat, the more weight you lose. However, it has not been shown that peppermints cause weight loss. Not that we know of anyway. Now, in an experimental method where we're looking at food, an independent variable, because you can change how you deliver it, a lot or little, soup, whatever it is you want, independent variable causes weight gain. Eating more food causes weight gain. The food independent variable causes pounds or the dependent variable to increase. Now let's look at positive emotion. We can look at sunny weather. Sunny weather is associated with positive emotion, but does the sun cause positive emotion? Experimental method, good grade, independent variable, because it can change, causes positive emotion. Good grades, positive emotion, bad grades, negative emotion. We can run an experiment to see causation. So you're simply comparing correlational studies with experimental studies. So for this assignment, you're writing a paper just comparing and contrasting experimental methods with correlational methods. Experimental methods look at causes. One thing causes a change in another. And correlational methods look at patterns. So the experimental method would use an independent variable which would cause a change in a dependent variable. Correlational studies just simply look at variables and their patterns. Now, this assignment is also asking you to look at why it would be difficult to study something as subjective as positive emotion. And then, even though it's difficult, describe how you might be able to measure it and why that method would work. Now, for Dropbox 3.4, you are learning about how to write about themes in overall research. This is going back to a broad perspective. We're not down in the weeds looking at different variables and different specifics, but now we're talking about the themes in your research. So just choose at least 3 professional articles and talk about the themes. Talk about what they're talking about overall and look at how they kind of go together to help you to understand more about your research topic and interests. And then you'll just write about the different parts of the theme that are noted in your instructions. Now in workshop 4, we are really getting into the details of statistical analyses for different types of research methods. You are not expected to know all of this. No one does. Most researchers have their own familiar stats that they like to use and run for their own design. So don't worry about that. You're not supposed to know everything. But what you can do is read the articles and find out if you can understand some of the statistics or at least research design methods that is used, and then simply state how they did it and why you might be able to use it for your proposal. But be sure to cite that particular article and author. So I've completed this for workshops 1 through 4. Just simply let your instructor or Dr. Stefan or me know if it was helpful or not. And if so, then I can do the same for workshops 5 through 8.